we are back to shed light on ghosts. And boy, do we have a doozy of an episode to deep dive into. And of course, I am talking we as my new co-host, Bill, has joined us for the fray to deep dive every week into the show Ghosts that we love so much from CBS. And of course, we are talking about St. Hetty's Day, the latest episode that just dropped this week. Bill, how's it going? How's things in your life? Let's start with the pleasantry.
Well, things are going really well. Had good news at the doctor. My
Oh,
heart's in
that's
my my heart is starting to recover a little bit, so that's
cool.
good news.
That's amazing.
Everything else is going well. How about you?
Doing good. I've got my own heart issues with the high blood pressure. That's not why people tuned in. It's the heart checkup show. But
That's a big thing in the life.
yeah, that's it. When you're over 40, things just take a turn. I did get on my bike this week, and I'm trying to start getting back on that frequently so that I can drop the next 40 pounds. I lost 40. I want to lose another 40. I want an 80-pound total loss. And that's the only way it's going to happen. So I move that body, move that. I don't know. Move it. Yeah. There you go. All right. So
move it or lose it.
Move it or lose it. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
We were bequeathed upon an amazing episode of Ghosts that finally shed light on a ghost power that we had been waiting for since the onset of the ghost powers. I was talking with a friend of the pod, Nita. She was a guest a couple of weeks ago. She will be back on at some point, I hope, and you guys will get to meet. But she brought up an interesting point where it was like, for such a power, you would think that it wouldn't be so short-lived. And it felt a little short that it went down this way. You thought it was going to be something a little bit more grandiose. And I agreed with her on that. But it was a cool ghost power. I just kind of felt bad. Yeah, for Jay's cousin. But yeah, let us get into First Glance. All right. So yeah, this one was a doozy, man. It really threw me off with the power. And the synopsis for this one is Hetty's ghost power is revealed when Jay's cousin Sunil visits Woodstone Mansion on St. Patrick's Day. Now, when they said it was St. Patrick's Day, I was like, oh, okay, so that's why her ghost is all going to be coming to fruition. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be, and full disclosure, I'm 2% Irish, so I get to say this now.
I am Irish as well.
No, there you go. I thought that it was going to be something where if you walk through her, you would be inebriated or something like that, or or you would crave potatoes or something like that. I thought it was going to be something run of the mill, but they ended up doing something pretty cool. But just you would think it would be a little bit more grandiose because it was such a buildup. So let's cat out of the end.
Like at the end.
What did you think of that ghost power?
I thought it was really, really good. Like you said, I thought it would be a little bit more like at the end of the episode when she thought, it was going to be the best superpower, and
yeah.
But
I like that way where she went.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rebecca is so good.
Yeah.
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 The show. What I love about the show is how it can be touching, heartfelt, and then funny. It does that combination so well.
Yeah, it does. It really does. So they got into some really interesting topics this week. We got actual quick summary of what happened with Nigel. We got a returning Nigel, and we got a wrap up of the long-term guest, who I thought was going to be a bit more long-term, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it wasn't long-term at all. But the cousin was played by Asif Ali, and he played Sunil. And if you're wondering, where was he in? He was in a couple of things that people probably would know best, called Wrecked, where he played Pac, and WandaVision from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was a voiceover for American Dad. He played a lifeguard. He played Norm and Agatha all along. So he has a storied career of
Star Wars.
smaller
Ah,
roles. He was also a voice. Here's a Star Trek connection as
nice.
Ensign as if
That's
in Lower Decks.
yeah. That
So
show is so quirky.
yeah, so fitting, so fitting.
Yeah,
He gets
yeah,
a full circle of quirky.
yeah,
A
yeah.
so there's a lot to unpack. So let's get into the thick of it. All right. So, we've got Jay's cousin coming over because his girlfriend dumped him and he's having a hard time coping with that. So his mechanism was to go hang out with his cousin. And of course, the hilarity ensued when Hetty appears and she's talking about the Irish and the cousin sees her. And you're thinking, oh, wow, does perhaps the cousin see her? And then you go back in your mind, no, this is Hetty's ghost power. So you're like, oh my God, is this the thing? Is this she going to be able to like show herself to certain people that maybe have a condition or hit their heads? Maybe that's like a backstory that we didn't find out about. But no, it's St. Patrick's Day, and that's the
Yes.
ghost power. It's it's just for one day, and it's like, oh. But first, let's unpack the ghost power. And what did you think happened when Sunil first sees Hetty? Did you think it was something just for Sunil, or is this something that maybe lingered and she never knew? Maybe her great grandniece saw her and didn't say anything. What were you thinking?
I, I was so surprised at it. I didn't even really think about it if it was a long term or not. But then when Sasafis brought it up, that it has something to do with her being Irish, and I thought, oh, that makes sense because it's St. Patrick's Day themed.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think how long is going to be or anything. I just went along with it. It came out as the story came out in my head.
Mm-hmm. So right after that, of course, she leaves and she was smart enough not to go through the door. She went through
Yes, noticed that.
the dining area, the little mini
Yeah.
hall,
Hmm.
and then Jay comes in and Sam is sitting at the desk and the dining room table or the kitchen table rather,
Yeah.
and Sunil says, "Hey, I gotta ask you about your guests." And then Sam goes, "What guests? We don't have any
Yeah.
guests going on." He goes, "No, this most elegant woman in this amazing dress and da 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 da." And then they're like, "Hetty,"
Perfect posture.
perfect posture. Yes, that's
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah.
And
Rebecca talks a lot about that. Her costume puts her to the character because it's so uncomfortable.
that makes sense. So she's in a robber baron's costume. Of course, it's uncomfortable. They wanted everybody to be miserable except for them. The next thing you know, she comes back in the room and Jay sees her, and then it's like Jay's face, like, what the? They're like, see, it was Roberta and Sophie. See, I knew it was gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
That moment was awesome. I thought that
Mhm.
played out really well. It was hilarious. I just thought that they really leaned into the comedy perfectly on that instance.
I I was happy that Jay got to see her because it's it's easier for how do you say the actor's name? Uttar?
Mukhtar.
Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when he gets to see the ghost because it's I don't know, it just Jay's such a nice guy and he wants it so bad. So it's always fun when he can see the ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it plays into it because he knows what they look like since he was a ghost for so to speak
Hmm.
for a little bit.
Except for Pete. Well, no, he knows what Pete looks like from photos, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the one guy that should be able to see him hasn't yet.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a good
Yeah.
point. It's a good point. Yeah. I forgot that he didn't see, but I mean, yeah, no, he hasn't seen Pete. Yeah, that's a good one. Because zombie Jay wouldn't have seen Pete. He would have just been the zombie.
Right. That was good too. Oh my
That was a
gosh.
great episode.
That-
Yeah. But
when he turned into the zombie, yes, that was hilarious.
yeah. So then we have our moment where we have this B plot of Chris kind of settling into ghost life. That doesn't make sense, but it does. And them teaching him the ropes, learning the rules of ghosting.
Yes.
And
The Indoctrination.
Indoctrination, yes.
Yeah.
Which we probably get one of the best lines in the episode and best acting moments, physical acting of Flower going, "Oh, that reminds me of the time that I got eaten by the bears. It's like not as weird as watching you getting eaten." And then like it's even the little
Goats.
bear cubs, and then she just
Yeah.
goes into
Yeah.
them and then like ravaging the
That.
boats.
Yeah. At first, I wasn't if I liked it or not, but then when she did that,
Yeah.
I lost it. I just laughed out loud at that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. It was
Yeah.
great.
Sheila did a great job.
She sure did. She sure
Mhm.
did.
Yeah.
But there is now this lusting from Isaac to Chris. And
Mildly.
yeah. And lo and behold, who comes and sweeps Chris off his feet, so to speak, but the returning Nigel, whom I thought
Mhm.
left the show. I was like, he's been gone so
Mm-mm.
long. I assumed he
Told
was.
you.
Yeah,
I
that was
think they're
good.
end game. They're end game.
Yeah, I think that's probably they're gonna probably get sucked off. A big shout out to our friends in the Sucked Off Worldwide group. We appreciate
Yes.
you guys coming and
Yeah.
saying hello. Annie, of course,
Great snack.
Jason Z, and everybody else that's there. You guys are amazing. But yeah, the whole story with Chris and Chris Evan, you got to his ghost power right away.
I
But
know.
I think that there's going to be a caveat to that. I think he's
Yeah.
going to end up coming back.
Yeah. I have a theory about that.
I let's hear it. Go for it.
That he can leave the property as long as he is in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if he's like, he said he was going to Australia, and if he lands somewhere, would that automatically suck him right back to Woodstone?
Oh wow, that's a good theory.
Yeah. Or is it like Pete? He'll start disappearing.
That's what I was thinking. I
Yeah.
thought maybe he would, instead of like, it would have kind of been cool if they had established when Pete starts disappearing, parts of Pete show up. So it would have been really funny if all of a sudden Pete's penis showed up and they were like, ah, you know.
I could see them doing something like that.
Yeah, you know, there's a piece of Pete going out, you know, or his arms and legs and stuff. Yeah.
Because his penis is what tells him it's time to go.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of would have
played
all into everything else, just floating around.
Well, circle back to Nigel. Did you think when he came in and was talking to Chris, at first I thought maybe he was doing that deliberately to needle Isaac because of,
That's what I got.
Yeah. But then afterwards, I watched it a couple times and I'm not so sure that he did it on purpose. I think maybe in there a little bit, maybe. Or do you think it was just completely?
I think it was completely on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, because he went right for the dinosaur because he knew. He knew the situation. He knew that Isaac kind of fell for the guy, and because of the whole dinosaur bit, and
Nigel didn't really like them. Yeah.
Right. Nigel didn't care about dinosaurs, and all of a sudden he knew specifics about dinosaurs. So I do know that he was learning to kind of make it easier for Isaac, but at the same time, I feel like he was still slighted, and British they don't forget. So for sure, it was on point and on purpose. So that's what I got from it. And if you feel like you got something different, audience, please comment below. Let us know your thoughts.
Let us know.
On purpose, or was that just coincidence?
I lost my thought.
Uh-oh.
No, I got it back. Did I?
Bloopers!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's go on. It'll come back.
Yep. So Nigel uses all the tricks and tools that he learned from his time with Isaac, divulging about dinosaurs and going on and on about dinosaurs. And Isaac's trying to play it cool. I'm the Iceman because that's what people call me. Yeah. And I thought that was interesting because it's like, I'm pretty sure the Iceman wasn't a thing during his time.
Yeah. Ice baby. Maybe he saw a Vanilla Ice video.
Maybe that's what it is.
But he didn't.
No.
Yeah. What I got out of that, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I got out of it was that Isaac builds himself up to be this great officer in the army, right? But we see him melting down under pressure. So that made me think, that makes sense why he always was retreating, because he is not good under pressure. And he's every time we talk about his service, he is retreating.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah,
So it kind
so
of just coincides with his character, his base character.
yeah.
So yeah,
But that
very.
meltdown was epic. The
Oh
one
yeah,
when
and then
he
we got to see the bear reenactment again. She like repeated the
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was so funny.
it was. It's. I think
Yeah.
it hit better the second time actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Trevor's reaction, he always
right.
has the best reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missing from this episode this week were Thor and I feel like somebody else. We still haven't seen the headless ghost since.
Yeah, I don't
And
think we're going to see much of him.
yeah, and none of the basement ghosts were featured this week.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's
Yeah,
cost savings.
could be.
Yeah.
But it's still great episode, very funny, just
Mhm.
a little fell short. But
Yeah.
the back to the A plot, Hetty is budding a relationship with Jay's
Yeah.
cousin.
And that's
And,
the sweet part of
yeah,
that. Got the comedy with the other and the sweet part with her Hetty's story. But then it kind of gets kind of sweet in the B plot as well with Isaac and Nigel. Because it kind of flips back and forth.
yeah.
Sometimes it's comedy in one part and sweet in the other, and then it reverses.
Right. It's a wonderful intertwining writing in this show,
Oh yeah,
which makes us
awesome.
come back so much and be elated for the new release when it
Yeah,
drops.
yeah. I like when they aren't completely isolated plots. I like when they twist in with each other because sometimes, like three ghosts will be in one plot and they aren't even in the other at all. They don't even interact with it. Maybe
Right.
at the beginning or the end.
Yeah. Yeah. But poor Sopsy's getting tacked with the virgin jokes by like literally everybody. I was Flower, now it's everybody's in on it. So
Yeah. What I was thinking about that and how they've been razzing Alberta about her power not being good. I
yeah,
think that is the overall thread through the entire season. Once we found out about
Hetty.
Sasafis' virginality, is that it?
Virginity.
Then yeah, then I think though it's just going to be through every episode some kind of dig at either one of them or both.
Yeah, I think that'll actually spill into next season as well.
Yes.
Personally, of course. So Sunil takes a nice stroll and really starts this like cute budding relationship with Hetty. And of course, the clock
Yeah.
strikes. The clock is nearing midnight, so she's getting all her last moments in. And the right before that, Sunil tries to touch Hetty's hands, and it goes right through, and he freaks out and he's screaming. I thought Jay and Sam would have walked in at that point, but how hilarious was it when he came downstairs and Hetty follows him, and oh my god, it's a ghost! Like the acting was so bad, it was hilarious.
I know they are not good actors in any of those situations. I love it.
No. Yeah. Oh, I am so surprised.
Yeah, I love that we got to see Hetty have something romantic because, like she said, she never had this in life because her marriage to her husband was a land deal because she didn't have a mustache like her sister did. And it was nice seeing Hetty have some romance because she and Trevor really weren't romantic. It was mainly just physical.
Right.
But it was nice to see her finally get a little bit of what she missed out on life.
Yeah.
Because in one episode, she told Sam that, she didn't really have anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, the other thing I liked when she found out that she could be seen, beelined right for the medicine cabinet to see if there are any drugs in there she could take.
Is there any cocaine? Like in her day,
Yes.
you can actually get a prescription for that. But
Yeah.
No, that was great. She's like, yeah, no, they asked, can you touch stuff? It's like, yeah, no, I went and tried to do that right away, and obviously, I couldn't touch any of them pharmaceuticals. It's like, oh, but
she told Jay in one episode, when you do die, make sure your pockets are filled with high quality cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah, the send off. I think that the ghost power was very interesting. It's just that it's not. I still think Pete is the most powerful ghost out of
yes, absolutely.
Because
the tears.
He's top tier. I don't consider God mode, but it's top tier. But it's kind of, I thought hers was going to be something where maybe she could focus and then appear, or pieces of appear, something like that. If they want to go that route. but no, it's only for one day, and it only
Maybe
manifested itself now.
maybe it will evolve as it goes. Who knows? With
Yeah,
them, they always throw us curveballs on
that's
things. The
true.
writers,
That's true.
you know.
That's true. So I was a little miffed at the finite of her ability. I was kind of hoping it would be something that we would get a
Yeah.
weekly use out of, or at least
Hmm.
show up. But it seems like this
I
is going to
know.
be once a year thing.
Yeah.
Um, which is also going to be kind of funny. Like if they have to rent out the barn slash restaurant for a
Yeah.
party, and then she walks in and everybody sees her, but she can't eat.
Mhm.
That's going to be kind of weird.
She'd be sitting at the host table by herself,
Yeah,
even though
exactly.
they're there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that would be so funny. And she could be like talking to everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
that was funny.
yeah. So now that the barn's got the hole in it,
Hmm.
and there's a huge bill to fix that, um, do you think they're going to go ahead and paint the whole thing too while you're at it?
I don't think they're going to do that yet.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I just have a feeling that they're going to keep it rustic on the
Yeah.
outside and then nice on the inside because of the
Gotcha.
aesthetics of where it's located. Kind of in the I don't know if it's where the woods start on the property.
Yeah. 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 They never fixed the fence. That was one of the things that I brought up in an earlier episode. Go back and watch the early
Yeah,
episodes before Bill showed up.
yeah,
Got into a lot of my own theories, but yeah, no, the lack of some of the external perimeter repairs is kind of an ongoing
yeah,
joke. So I guess they wouldn't.
yeah.
All right, well, let us get
Oh,
into. Oh, go for it.
oh, just one more thing. When Isaac was talking to Chris right at the end when he
Mhm.
flies away, did you notice the house and the yard and the driveway there? They have built a set that just has the front of the house. Because I
Oh,
saw that in one of the behind the scenes, and when they were talking, Isaac and him, it wasn't actually in front of the exterior of the house, the physical house.
yeah,
Because I saw another behind the scenes thing where they were filming that scene when Chris flies up and how they
yeah.
did that, and it was the exterior. Because I think they'd have to go back to New York or wherever it was every time they wanted to do the outside. So
Oh,
I think they may film a lot of the exterior in other episodes at the same time to save cost. But
oh,
my biggest point on that is that they did such a great job, and with that and with the lighting, it's hard to tell the difference.
mm,
And the screens in the background, because things have evolved where they're not just fake trees here and there. They have like the big screen like Star Trek has, where they don't have to have the physical set. Sometimes they have that high quality scene behind them. I
right,
think the set designers have done a wonderful job on that show.
yeah.
And the lighting too adds to it, at least for me. I think all around that's a good production.
I agree. I agree. The actual Woodstone Mansion, the real house that they
Mhm.
use for the exterior, um, is actually not in New York.
Oh,
It's supposed to be in Ulster County, New York,
mhm. Right.
but it's not actually even in the United States. It's in Montreal,
Mhm.
Quebec,
Okay.
and
They film in Toronto, don't they?
some of it, yeah.
Okay.
Chateau Valmont is in
Mhm.
Montebello, used for the
Mhm.
exterior scenes for Ghost. The interior is not
Mhm.
used for production. Uh, you only see the exterior of the house, so that we don't know what the real inside of the house looks like. That's pretty cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
All the interior shots are filmed in a house in California.
Right. At the studios there. Yeah.
Yeah, from the studios, yeah. But once the show was fully picked up, the production was moved to Canada. So that makes sense that they did
Yeah.
that.
The cast had talked about they have to get a residence while they're in Canada to live
Yeah,
because they film however many months it is. I think July to February or March they film.
yeah. Um, Another cool thing. Well, we'll get into the. Let's hop into the
Mhm.
wrap because we're going to wrap
All
this up.
right.
Yeah. So as the clock counts down and Hetty's expecting maybe she's gonna be there, and you could always see her. She's like, "Oh, I am the most powerful ghost,"
Yes.
because the clock strikes 12 and she's still
Mhm.
there. She's like, "This is it. I'm gonna be here
Yes.
forever."
Yes. Yes.
And then, like a couple
And
of seconds
then
later, whoop,
funny. I, I
that
really
was
thought
very
that was
funny,
funny. It's like
very funny.
when Jay's cousin realizes that she's a ghost, and the way Rebecca did it, where she went through the wall and came back, or the door, and she came back in.
Yeah.
It was the cadence of her acting is. I just find it was hilarious when she went through the door like that.
Yeah. And the way like she was pronounced through the door, it's like
Yeah,
she was still like in a
yeah.
perfect like posture still. Oh yes.
Posture. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was very well done.
yeah.
Um,
What did you
no, that
think about the Mimi Fish thing and the her what she call it, something, her pornographic ankles or something to that effect?
oh
Yeah,
yeah. That
yeah. She's always going after Mimi Fish.
yeah, I'm wondering if
Yeah.
there's like something personal there that she has with Mimi Fish.
Ooh. Wonder if
Maybe she
wonder if her husband got with Mimi because he got with
maybe.
everybody.
Yeah, that could be it. That's the
Mhm.
issue. Oh wow. So
Maybe.
there's the rib.
Yeah.
We do have now our final ghost theories that will be laid out. One of the things that we don't know is how Sopsies died.
Yep. That's, I think, the last unknown big
Yeah,
question.
that's the big question. But I realized, does Nigel have a ghost power? And does
Ah,
Carol?
oh, that's a good question.
Because I know
Hmm.
she has a candy in her bag, and she can
Right.
hold the candy out, and they could suck on the
Right.
candy, they could taste the candy,
Mhm.
which is the only way
Well,
they could
that's,
taste things.
yeah,
But
because that's the same as Isaac with his ribbon. When he let his hair down to flow
Mhm.
breeze, he had the ribbon in his hand. And harking back to the first season where Sasafis gives Sam his feather from his hair, it
Right,
pops right back to him.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I don't think that's we have.
that's not a
I don't
ghost
think
power.
we have seen Carol's yet.
No,
It's like we
somebody's
just
got
found out about the cholera ghost power when they ran through everyone and gave him
right,
cholera, and that was
right,
just suddenly out of the blue.
yeah. So we got a few more now. That's some new ones, but
Hmm.
of the original cast, we got the last one.
Yes, yes.
Depending on where you are on the fence on this one, it was either
Hmm.
really cool or just too short and
Yeah,
not at all what we were
yeah.
expecting.
I
But
think you're right. I think it's really cool, but I think you are really on that. It's sad that it's only one day.
right, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
Um,
hoping she could like eat a potato or something also.
yeah, that would have been kind of, or have a whiskey or like grab stuff, just like
Yes.
grab Irish connected
Yeah.
things. Oh,
And
I
the
can grab this
oh, it
leprechaun.
just goes right through me.
Yeah, yeah, this is a really good line. My favorite line was, "Why are all my relatives falling in love with the ghosts?" Like
Yes.
that
Yes.
was just perfect. That
That
was just
was good. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, the one thing before we go, I wanted to talk about some news that is happening
Right.
for two of the cast members. Ghost stars Sheila Kasaro and Poonam Patel will host Paramount's 2025 CBS Showcase. It is a Paramount Global's revealed the participants for 2025 CBS Showcase, which takes place on a one-night live event program hosted by alums Ghost stars Sheila and Miss Patel on the 13th of March. It's the 20th anniversary of the Showcase initiative, which began in 2006 as a stage sketch show before transitioning into a charitable event featuring live stand-up. So go check that out. That was a couple of days ago. You could probably watch it on Paramount Plus. You could see them not they're being themselves and not their characters. So that's going to be a fun one. So
That reminds me, a couple years ago, the cast minus Jay and Isaac, they performed a song um, that was written about Isaac, and he wasn't
yeah,
there in front of
yeah.
the CBS bigwigs.
Oh
And that
wow,
was really great. Yeah, I think
yeah.
it's still on YouTube. You could probably find that if you want to watch it. But they were singing about Isaac, but the actor couldn't make it, so it was kind of funny. Sam, I think, took his place, maybe.
Oh
But
wow.
that
I
was
like
fun to watch.
I like the one with Sopsies too.
This one.
Sopsies and Nigel singing.
Oh, yes, yes, yeah,
Yeah, that was kind of cute too.
yeah.
Um,
One thing we didn't talk about is um, when Isaac told Nigel that Chris got sucked off.
right, lied.
Yeah, he lied, and he was actually being a better person that he promised in the patients episode.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
he
He
showed
was.
compassion about someone other than himself.
Yeah, that was interesting. I
Especially,
don't think we're going to see that's going to be the last of Chris.
you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to come back and
Yeah,
it's going to be the big cliffhanger maybe. Either that or the
interesting.
others that are hanging out in the grounds.
Yeah, I wanted to see
Yeah.
what that was when she said that. It was
Yeah,
ominous.
very ominous. So we've got some things to unravel. Maybe we'll get
Yeah.
a time to shed light on all of those interesting things.
Yes.
There it is. There it is. And he said the thing. He said the thing. Yes, the title of the show, Shedding Light. I have had another wonderful time diving into ghosts.
Yes.
We shed light on this episode. This is a fun episode.
Yes.
We will be back next week, of course. The next episode, I believe you know the title.
Actually, I don't. I pulled it up, but now it's gone.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
in that case, I will get the title and I'll just edit it in. The next episode is... Oh, nope. I don't have the title. It just says 14/7. Let's see. Maybe they go.
Let me see if I
Yeah, no, it says 4/17. So I don't have it yet.
It's on Instagram. I think I still have it up here. And let me find it real quick here. Okay. Got it. Okay. The next episode on April 3rd is called His Girl Shiki.
His Girl Shiki.
Yeah. So I wonder how that's going to interact. We can't be in the same place.
Yeah. And they're taking a hiatus because it's March Madness.
Yes. I think most CBS shows do that during that period.
Yeah. Yes, because it's all about basketball. So in the meantime, we'll be back next week to talk about the first episode of the UK edition.
Oh, okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah, all right. That'd be fun.
So we'll see you back next week. Cheerio.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hang out in the British version, and we'll jump into that.
Yeah.
While they're on a little bit of a hiatus. So until then, we will see you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Have a hauntingly good week.
There you go. I love that. Have a hauntingly good week. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.